A little surprised that my tea isn't in these boxes. Obvious. I'm scared of ordering this because it's from Trader Joe's. It's an American brand that my weird experiences, and a woman's sister and shops there, and then she started saying she loves it. So it just made me feel like really wary. But then I thought that the boxes smelled like onion. So smell really good. It's not really normal. My favorite thing is the ratio of spices and like the almond paste, sugar type with the cranberry sugar type. I think that they have saffron in it too. It's all kind of blended together where it doesn't really come clear as being almond paste. Looks like it could be almonds. And it makes a really unique green blend that is so yummy. It's really light and crisp. And it's got that like hearty, warm feeling. And the taste of like warm taste. There's so much flavor that comes out when you bite it. It really feels like filling and really brightening. The little snow crystals on top. Actually sweet. It's really encouraging to stay inside. It's really good for fall. Foods have so much intentional benefit. Usually if something happens, it's not intentional. You should always try to figure out what it is. The ridges in the windmill design are also a really good way to highlight wheat. Right off the top of the obvious, the smallness of wheat, when it really is so small in comparison to a nut flour, wheat itself is quite small. Even oatmeal is larger. Most grains are larger. Usually you can have grits, and that can be like a grain cereal. Wheat is small. When you grind it into a flour, the flour is quite fine too. So the fineness of it being so concentrated into these little lines, it's a really good protein. for affirming that you've eaten a lot of food and a healthy amount of food too, because you still need to put quantity into your stomach and guts to be healthy. It's really loving. The main goal of this season is to determine how many of the smells I really, really attach to are from my two favorite people, being the King and Queen of the Netherlands, the home of wheat. They are my two favorite people. So just no longer blankly attaching the holidays to it, because I'm like, I love that. So things that are important, knowing what you love, and maintaining what you love, because if you love something, often it's your job. And when you become an adult, you become old enough to get into the job. It's a really good thing to try to preserve the things that you love. So when you have just love going on, then you have love going on again. You can't just expect it. You can't just expect it forever. The phase of life is identifying and referencing it. So let me make sure it continues. No. Probably. I'm writing this paper about why abortion is a necessary foundation of society for access. Always have accessible abortion. Technology. People own bombs. Always own abortion technology. Always have accessible abortion. Writing a paper about how it's the only way to continue with civilization. It's just interested in pro-life concept, not making it a front. That's why it came out as a bit of a joke. It's not really a joke. Definitely cut 3 more cookies in my face today, but for some taste testing cookies. Okay. The store smells this way. There's often perfumes in it, and if you work on identifying it sooner, it raises the likelihood that you will buy it. I got these Mandarin tarts. Ooh, there's coconut in it. I thought that I liked the way that the butter had been cooked. It's just a small amount of butter. It's not cooked out, but it's a little bit cooked out. Happens in cookies often. Because it's a super great way to love wheat. I make cookies. The foundational purpose of a cookie is to love wheat. So the downstairs though. So a really good gel consistency. It's really well integrated into the tart. It doesn't shelf. It's not like a jello, but it's really clear like one. It's also got a little bit like of a mandarin skin texture. I think that's what I was attracted to the most, is the way it looks like a peel made of sugar. They like the softness of the cookie. The butter is cooked out. At a higher temperature, the butter goes into the cookie dough with all of the structural qualities, and then it cooks out. I like to not use melted butter. Often recipes say melted butter, and you'll get a really saturated dough that way, which it's still really buttery. That can be really yummy to have a really buttery cookie dough. But for cookies like this, when it's not melted, it will be less heavy and less greasy because the higher temperature is required to form this kind of it's not a snap, it's really soft snap. It's because there's butter molecules all the way through it, and they have evaporated. So it's this butter identity going into it to make those molecules. So if you melt the butter, you don't melt the butter, if you chill the butter, that will be the butter identity that goes into the process of baking. Sheldon glares at me for thinking that I could have been. I've just found out they never knew my high school grades. was the inventor of a windmill. One must run one's brain. Minimal food. It's not like so greedy. It's trying it again. It's like it has had this brain, and then this downsizing concept. It's like not working anymore. So yeah, what was that thing? We has saved so many lives. And also a high maintenance crop. Sometimes pressure does things on. Time can do things too, where it's just like the value of what you were intended to preserve from what had been is like totally translated. You are you. Interesting. It kind of looks like I bought the same thing. Maybe these are not expected to be flavored. But they're flavored. So, these are amaretti cookies. Amaretti cookies. They're round. Hot boxes of almond too. They're definitely different than expected. Wonder about obviously homemade. It's a lot more yeast in these. These are the Washington Donna. These are the amaretti. Here's our patches. These are Cumberland ones. A lot of liquid. It's not only the almond contrast, but almond contrast is so good. So good to have healthy Halloween candy. So I really love that. I love this orange. Looks so good with the Tiffany's color. I also really love that the Tiffany color has cookies coming out of it.